If I was talking to the minister responsible for MPAs, I would say, well, you have to tread carefully, right? It seems to be driven by zealots. They see fishermen as the enemy. My name is Seamus O'Flaherty. I'm from Kilmore Quay, County Wexford in Ireland. I and my family operate a fleet of 20 fishing trawlers. We started out in 1989 with one, and we built up our fleet to the present day of 20. We have a number of different methods of fishing. Nearly all are bottom trawlers. We have beam trawlers who definitely just trawl on the bottom. They catch everything that's within 2 foot of the bottom. We have what we call twin rig trawlers that are still trawlers, but they will take, say, round fish that come up a little bit off the bottom and catch a lot of prawns as well. And we have one seine netter which mainly catches things like haddock. Cod is one fish that has been impacted over time. That there's not near as much cod around, but look, that can be down to different factors. I think it's down maybe to water temperatures. Cod seem to be going north. Now, we have haddock, which was almost unknown here when we started. Haddock now is one of our big catches. The health of the sea is be all important to us, right? If there was no fish out there, obviously we'd have no living. So it's in our interest to keep the stocks healthy. It's in our interest, say, to do things that enhance fish stocks. Now, another is that we will avoid an area that is rich in small fish. Now, there is a huge area very close to Kilmore Quay. We never fish there. A marine protected area, I think, would be enhanced and maybe kept, kept safe if you had a lot of wind turbines in it. Well, the changes that you'd see are very hard to put a finger on, right? Obviously, we don't see near as much cod around. We see nearly, well, the one is very easy to see, is that we see almost no mackerel around compared to what used to be. And herrings would be, not that much herrings, they're still there. My understanding of marine protected area is an area that's set up that nobody goes into, right? I can't see much benefit in it. Okay, I do, and that it would be an area where there would be either zero fishing or much reduced fishing. I don't see. In some ways, it would have some benefits, right? If you had a marine protected area in a nursery ground, like what we have close to Kilmore Quay, that would be a good idea. It seems to be driven by zealots, really, who have. First of all, have no interest in fishing, would actually like to see fishing wiped out, driven by people who probably think it's wrong to catch a fish anyway. I reckon they have too much influence in it. Now, if it was picked out by fishermen, or fishermen had a reasonable input into it, that it would be a lot better. Marine protected areas could have some influence. Well, would have some influence, but some of the influences might be okay. Like I say, if we had a nursery ground, and there are several around, that if there's no fishing goes on there, well, that would have a positive impact. It would have a positive impact on everyone. If we had an area set aside that nobody can go into, especially pot fishermen can't go into, I reckon that would have a negative impact. Artificial reefs are a great thing. Some of our decommissioned boats, we should be sinking them in Irish waters. They become habitats for fishing, but they also have great tourist potential. I have dived on sunken wrecks in other countries, paid good money to do it, and crowds of people go out. They pay good money. The local area benefits enormously from it. We should be doing that in Ireland. If I was talking to the minister responsible for MPAs, I would say, well, you have to tread carefully, right? Once something happens, it's almost irreversible. But most changes that fishermen have seen coming from anything to do with officialdom have all been negative changes. And that's why, a lot of fishermen don't want to see any change because, right, they're too used to seeing the changes as being totally negative. Now, if we're going to bring in these areas, bring in changes, that there has to be proper consultation with fishermen. So far, I have not heard from anyone, or I've not seen anyone who's talking about marine protected areas, who was advocating them, okay, which would probably lead me to think that, okay, they don't want any input from, they see fishermen as the enemy, and they're going to put in marine protected areas, basically in opposition to fishermen. There's a big prize here, right? We have marine protected areas that's coming under. We have wind turbines at sea. We have fishing. Everybody needs to be talking, not just the zealots. And you just have to talk to us. And if you were talking to fishermen, you'd get a lot better idea, because the fishermen know more about the sea than any of those people that you're currently talking to. The people you're currently talking to probably live in Dublin 4. Well, first of all, I would say that you have a marine protected area, and the only fishing that you might ban in that would be bottom trawling. I would totally allow pot fishing, right? That is a very, very small impact. Okay, you will take lobsters and crabs out of it, but people have been doing that for well over 150 years, and they're still there. I would say that we should have hatchery programs that enhance any of the stocks in those areas that are you don't need the MPAs if you have healthy seas. And I believe we have, in the most part, we have healthy seas. The only things that detract from the seas are big industrial fishing. I see marine protected areas and wind turbines. I see those as being good partners. Where you have the wind turbines, first of all, they're practically like artificial reefs. So that they will enhance some areas, and probably enhance lobster fishing as well. If I had the head of Mara here, right, I'd tell them as well as that, if you are responsible for setting marine protected areas, that one of the things you should do if you pick an area is that you get wrecks sunk there. That will facilitate marine tourism. It will also facilitate biodiversity and fish stocks, as nothing else would. I don't think there's much of a need for MPAs. You're protecting from who? Like, you can go to the hook there, right? Around the hook, right? It'll be a lovely area. It's biodiverse. A lot of people dive there. They get a lot of enjoyment out of it. I don't see how it would change if it was a marine protected area there. A wind farm at sea would actually protect an MPA. Because, okay, look, I don't think it's going to be feasible that there'll be practically be no trawling in it. There'll be lads who might want to say, oh, we'll put gill nets in it, but like that could be stopped as well. So that would probably copper fasten an area as for an MPA. Okay, my vision here is that we will see a wind farm off the coast here in that time span. My vision is that it should be locally owned, maybe if not 100%, at least substantially locally owned. That it should be serviced from Kilmore Quay. That maybe we will get increased harbour facilities here in order to do that. That the area around the wind farm will be highly protected. That will become a great biodiversity area, because every one of those turbines will have a lattice space which will be a haven for all kinds of marine life.